hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Harebrained Games, the Week in Games. This is the segment that I do every few weeks. I like to be consistent in my semi-consistency. Again, this is a fun channel. No need to like, no need to subscribe, not even a need to subscribe to liking me. We have low-budget conversational videos, all about talking about board games and our love for them over the last few decades. I don't ever take free copies. I buy what I review. And again, this is all about board gaming. So let's get into it. How has your week been in the last few weeks? As for me, I've been in Arizona for quite a bit of time in my little apartment there. I have a big work deadline, and so I've been doing a lot of different nights, and yeah, a lot of it. But when I'm not working, I'm running. And Arizona hit a peak of one. I missed the 118 degree mark, but I was there for the 116 degree mark, and I love heat. As a native Pacific Northwesterner, I grew up always going, "Why am I here? I feel displaced." And so I was down there. I would run three, four, sometimes five times a day, 5 miles a day, and anywhere from 7 in the morning, noon, 4. It's just, I'm telling you, if you love heat, Phoenix is your place. If you don't, it ain't. But I had a good time down there. I did get a chance to play a few board games, but in general, with the deadlines and such, it's been a little more unboard gaming like. That said, it is not without high points. So, how about you guys? What have you guys been up to? I'm back up here for a few weeks in my little RV on my property and enjoying it immensely. Got grandkids left and right wanting to hang out over the summer. What a summer! Oh my gosh, grandkids just make everything better. Like living, walking board games. You can't ever solve them. You just adore them. So, anyway, what else is going on? Well, let's check. In news, I'm going to be doing a little bit of I'm going to actually have a few videos, surprise, in the coming up this week, now that I've had some time to record. Space Empires 4, finally, after all these years, has finally culminated in the last expansion. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least the last known expansion. Never say never, right? In space, no one can hear you P500 back yet another one. They wouldn't need to. I ended up grabbing 2 copies of it, so I'll figure out what to do with the other copy. But sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'm like, I want to push this to get going, and if I'm having a good month, I'll back it again because I can usually give it to someone. I like to do that. I buy 2 copies of a lot of stuff, although with the new pricing, less so. So it was Gen Con season recently, and nothing really caught my eye too much as far as interesting things coming back. There's a few things that like were nominally interesting, but nothing wowed me into like whoa. Other than Paul Dennen, who did the Dune Imperium and that series of games, is done Lightning Train, which I ended up going ahead and pre-ordering because for some reason his games just seem smooth and I like them. To be honest, we're in a kind of a summer lull, so, although not as much of a lull as we used to be in the news. There's some new interesting things coming out or being announced, even despite all of the volatility and stuff going on at certain places and times with like big companies losing millions of dollars, which seems a little shady. But hey, I don't have any insight, so whatever. Um, but in general, I'm revisiting games that have come out in the past and going back through them. And in fact, I've got a review of a game that I've had for 15 years that I've been meaning to review, so that'll come out. And Space Core 2025 Digital. By the time, like, I have played that many hours. I might even do a video of it and kind of a playthrough and show you the digital version. Is it perfect? No. Is it great? Yeah, I'm enjoying it. But yeah, hopefully the developers will get some good quality of life features. But that's for next time. So that's it for the news. Let's get into my question of the week. And that was one of the ones that was asked me when I was down in Arizona. Now in Arizona, I have basically a little satellite shelf of board games with a few things, mostly two-player games down there because I have one friend who has nobody in the Phoenix area to play board games with. And so whenever he's down there, we're playing games. He played Monumental Duel. We played a game called Match of the Century, which I had blown off. Like, yeah, chess is cool. I played it like so much in early time, but it's not so many games that come out that I'm just. But this, wow, was I surprised? I was surprised enough to order it and get a copy for myself. So anyway, the question is, how many board games have I ever? have I been able to fit in a single suitcase. My maximum back when we did family Bible camp in Glacier, Montana, was 18. I was able to fit 18 games in a single suitcase. Um, they had a laundromat in the lodge, which is why I didn't need to bring clothes. And I just went to I mean, I'm doing this. I'm even doing this in Phoenix. I will take a small subset of clothes, but then when I'm going back and forth, I can literally go to Value Village and pick up some clothes and and just they're down there. So anyway, but how many have you ever done that where you fit in a bunch of board games? Have you ever like packed it in? Like I do the stacking doll box. I don't usually take them out and put into plastic baggies. I can't for some reason mentally that just I can't process that. I need them at least in little boxes. But I put the boxes into boxes. Anyway, but yeah, that's my question of the week. Now let's get to playing, watching, and reading. Um, so what am I playing? I am playing Fields of Fire Deluxe Edition still. I did the 5 tips. I haven't done a review yet, but honestly, it has been on my table for months, just absolutely months of time, and I've enjoyed it. It is going to be difficult to topple that game. And Company of Heroes I'm also got on the table in the other room because it's a much more larger scope. Some of my friends went on vacation. When they come back, we're going to play some of the larger 4-player scenarios. Match of the Century, like I said, a little like $19 game. It's a game about chess that isn't chess, which is great. It's perfect. It's a back and forth tug of war kind of game. Hot Streak, if you haven't seen that, what a crazy game. It's crazy. It's a crazy fun little hot dog. Hot dog mascots at baseball games and whatever during the races? It's that, but it works. The Anarchy is a game from the guys that do like Ezra and Nehemiah and Skara Bray and Hadrian's Wall. So I don't generally really like. I don't like roll and rights at all. I don't like. I for some reason I've never gotten into them. This one is changing me a bit. I'm finding this one much more compelling than I thought. Toy Battles. If you get a chance to pick it up, if you want a fun little, easier than Memoir 44, but still hoop, this game takes toys, puts them in battlefields, and you play against them. And it's not dumb, not at all. You have thoughts, and not only that, but it's not just the pieces that have special abilities. The maps themselves give special abilities, and they're all very different. So, and finally, I've dived into Vantage quite a bit, which is the big open world, see-through binoculars, only a little spot at a time game. I'll be talking about that in a review I do later as well. So that's what I've been playing. What I've been watching. I picked up started the series called Justified, and I've watched it a few times before, and I'm like, it didn't grab me, but this time it did. So now I'm in the middle of season 3, and it's got the typical like, not totally evil, not totally good characters, which I kind of like the murkiness where it's not Darth and Luke. Dirk Gently, I'm trying to get into that one. I'm only about halfway through the first season, but The Tick, I decided to rewatch The Tick. The animated Tick movies, the DVDs, are the best cartoons I've ever, like bar none. The Tick, the animated ones are the best. This isn't even cold a candle, but I'm gonna try and bowl through it anyway. And reading, I finished Ezekiel, Daniel, Jose, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. By the time I set up this slide, I actually finished all of that. So now I'm into Matthew. Company Commander, which is a game that was inspired to me to read based on Fields of Fire because it was one of the inspirational books recommended, and it really is doing a great job. It's apparently the book to read if you want to know about infantry warfare in World War II. And I'm about halfway through that, and then I started the Archer series from Bernard Cornwell, and we'll see how that goes. I liked his other series, we'll see. Yeah, and so now we'll get to the fun part, and the fun part is where I give a question about a game, and you tell me if you try and guess what game it is. So this game models the British East India Company, the semi-cooperative endeavor where players take turns managing roles like chairman, governor, or writer. Victory in the game is primarily determined by how many territories a player controls on the map at the end of the final round. Negotiation and behind-the-scenes deals are core to gameplay, allowing players to trade favors, money, and positions to influence company operations. 2 of these are true, 1 of these is a lie. What game is it? I'll wait. Rochester. And the game is Second Company of John Company. Second Company, John Edition. John Company's Second Edition, a game that I still have only tapped the surface in. Has anybody played this game? If so, I'd kind of like to know what they feel about it. Anyway, That's it. We have. That's the week in games. I'm going to be a little bit more deliberate in the coming weeks now that I'm back in sort of in the swing of things before I head back to Arizona, where I'm also setting up there to be able to do videos as well. Kind of excited to get back and rolling again. We've had some good games come out that I'm excited to try and play, and this fall looks to be pretty exciting as well. So, all right, thank you all. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Harebrained Games.